or that's done that, and they've done it in session.
I know.
I take meeting minutes. I was the one that wrote it. I was the one that had the password to make the changes. To DEP before the board could even vote on final. I mean,
Yep.
It's a whole process.
Never done it that way. We've always had an ordinance review committee, never.
They should be talking to the planning board,
They've
and they
never,
should be if they're not, then that's the disconnect right there.
Yeah.
That's a big issue.
will be on, yeah.
Oh, and actually, Anna, so when I'm doing the planning board next Tuesday, I'm only gonna be recording, we're not doing live or anything like that.
Yeah.
When I record, where do I record to?
Oh yeah, well, it depends on your laptop. I record to the cloud, though we are running out of cloud.
So I should just, because my laptop, I guess, is just clean, it's
Oh,
only for
good.
me to use for the owl.
Oh, good.
So I'll just download
Put
it
it
on
on
that,
there.
and then if we need to upload it to somewhere else, I have
Yeah.
it on, okay.
I like
perfect.
that. Yeah, if
Perfect.
there's room on that.
Keep an eye on it because the laptop will,
Oh, it'll go away, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
really fast.
Perfect,
Videos.
all right,
Yeah, I
That
think that's what we
works.
were planning.
Mhm.
okay, perfect.
Are we doing the policy number 11 tonight or? Starting on some of it?
Oh, what are we doing? Wait a minute,
Okay.
policies?
Yeah, if you're gonna get us a copy, because I don't know where we ended up on that one.
We ended up, we didn't do much of anything. We have the
Right.
one that, the HR policy that Tina printed out. And we have the current, and then we had one that I started doing editing
Oh, yeah.
3 years ago.
The personnel policy is a big.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I feel like we
Few
should,
sections on that.
yeah, I feel like we should
What about
divide
the
it up.
financial one? Did that get
I,
done?
we just did it and I scanned it too, so it's done, the chapter
sign it?
21.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the state fees, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised to see it on
the
again.
personal property, why don't we send it out?
And then do like,
Because
Some
Cal's not
sections.
here, you're
Yeah.
not gonna be here next time.
right,
So the following one.
Yeah,
So what, can you let me know which policy you're doing ahead of time, so that I. can be
policy 11.
We're gonna do policy 11.
And so if you send out what the download that you had done of the
Yeah.
personnel policy, and then the version that you have of mine, and then the version that's still in the book, I think.
we can all,
Yeah,
yeah,
because they're they're all crappy,
yeah.
but at least we can maybe pull some.
Yeah, that one's way off. We got 3 minutes.
Oh, I should know,
Yeah.
every week I'm like,
I've got it
of course,
up there
that's
and
not
change
right.
it.
And
Oh.
then, I
I
forget.
don't even pay attention to it. because I don't
Okay,
know.
let me,
You can't reach that.
Sure,
You-
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna hit,
Yeah, poor people have no reason, just saying. That's
hit record here.
Recording in progress.
Have some
I
background
know,
music or
little
something.
Jeopardy theme song.
Where are Jaws?
No volunteers come in. Play some tunes,
Oh,
little
yeah.
interlude.
You know, we got Kathy coming. Got an extra H in there. The lost part of their roof metal.
Oh, in that storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Silo.
saw that, yeah.
The silo. Yeah.
Do you guys want that policy in paper form or email form?
Email.
All of the pieces been sent out, and probably good to send all three out again.
I will
Yeah, get them all in one.
call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock and we'll do the pledge of allegiance. Go for that. Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you have any changes to the minutes?
It looks good to me. Thank you,
Okay.
Tina.
And I did make those changes that you asked for.
I move that we, accept the minutes of, January 29th as amended
Second.
to zip.
Yes.
Yeah, and the policies.
You called on the French's Flat, right?
Hey, Bob, I want to thank you so much for putting me up on this.
Yep.
And this is a request to replace the sign on French's Flat.
Yep.
The sign, last time I saw the sign, it was in the 1980s. May not mean anything to anyone, but I'm the 8th generation of my family live in Mount Vernon. I'm a direct descendant of Levi French, who came with his brother David to Washington Plantation in 1782. As we all know, in 1792, the town of Mount Vernon was incorporated. Now, Levi and his brother David settled on what we now know as French's Flat. However, nobody knows French's Flat is French's Flat anymore. And I've been promising myself for quite a few years now that I'd come here and make the request that the town of Mount Vernon replace the sign. I feel my ancestors are calling upon me and saying, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. So that's my request. It was
Yeah, what was,
one of those tall, like vertical signs, and it just said French. You all someone must remember it.
yeah, I did.
So
Yeah,
I don't know if I got hit by a snowplow or met some other tragic death.
yeah, probably. It's been long gone. I don't remember any, but I know it's called French's Flat. It's just been that way all along. A lot of the people, I don't think you remember it, right? And you lived that
I
way.
lived on it, but I still do it. I didn't.
And I-
See, that we have
Yes.
it. I'm the president of the Historical Society, the Bayonne and Mount Vernon Historical Society. And one of our members, Beverly White Smith,
Yep.
my cousin, is a direct descendant of David French, and I've spoken to Beverly. And the two of us are really very hopeful that the town of Mount Vernon can rectify the earlier signs, tragic death. So,
Well, we buried two of your relatives in the Lakeview,
yes.
I mean
yes.
Lakeside Cemetery.
Yes,
Just
the
recently.
guy and David are there, and Levi's a War of 1812
Yep.
Veteran, and Beverly and I visited that cemetery last fall and took our pictures in front of our ancestors' graves.
I have a sign, budget line item that I
Okay,
could.
I was trying to remember if we had,
Now, have you seen those signs? It's a green sign with white letters. And it would show at night. Is
Guess
that
what?
something that's all right?
And the old one wasn't
It
reflected.
was probably wood.
I think it was.
was
old,
it wooden?
Black and white, was
Yeah.
it white with
I
the,
think it was green, is that possible?
Yeah,
no, it
It
could
was
be,
green and it said, it was read up and it was vertical.
that's what I would propose.
I mean, it's been there, it was there ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And,
If you don't mind that, that's what I would put.
I'd be welcome for anything that the town of Mount Vernon would wish to do.
Okay. And I can get a post from, probably Lee would have an extra post someplace. So, yeah,
Yeah, but if it's already in the.
Yeah.
In the budget,
so I would, propose we pick up a, sign out of the sign account.
sounds good to me.
Thank you so much. I was Thank you, I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it.
Okay, no, we can do that.
Do the best I can.
Probably we won't be able to do it till spring.
Well, I probably should do it this way. So I'll leave you good folks to the meeting, and thank you so much.
Okay,
Have a good evening. Yeah.
I make a motion that we purchase the sign out of the sign account.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sounds good.
Okay, vote 2-0.
Thanks.
Well, I thought you made a motion, but then, okay. We're good.
I started to. The next one is the men's breakfast crew that used to have at the community center on, I'm not sure what days they did it,
Tuesdays?
but they have decided to go to skate, escapes now. And so they have like $1,200 in their thing, cup. And they would like to just make a donation to the town under the
Yeah.
heating
Yeah.
thing. So I'm not sure that we have to make a motion to accept it, but we probably do have to do the town vote, right?
Do you guys do it when you do town warrants? And I'll have to look, do you do that, say I will accept?
We have like
Things
the
that are-
purpose.
Okay.
The
they are-
purpose for which
yeah.
they
So I will
want.
make a motion to accept the money from the men's breakfast club or whatever they call it,
Second.
and vote 2-0.
So if you do it at town meeting,
I don't think we have
once, you
to.
don't have to do it throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because you've already done it.
It's done, yeah,
So if you
great.
want me to add that to the warrant,
I
I can do that.
Yeah.
It's already.
It's already there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's accepting money.
Yeah.
The FEMA December storm now has a number. Kennebec has finally,
Oh, we
Clear
got
the
the.
yep,
we got
so
the-
I can start working on that one.
Yay.
Are you working with Theo at all?
Theo?
Theo,
Theo, yes,
okay.
yes.
He's been very good with Diana too.
In fact, Thursday morning, are you available?
Let me see.
They're having their, I think it's in Winthrop. Selectmen, firefighters, and, emergency managers are supposed to all be trained through that, can't remember what they call it, but, it's so that we can get FEMA grants.
Oh, okay.
If you're available, I'll email it to you.
Yeah, I
I
am
think it's over in the
free in
winter.
the morning.
Oh, good. I think it's at 9 or something.
Okay,
It's not, there's no test.
okay,
It's great.
great.
It's very boring. Um, it's relating mostly to fire department, but they want, town officials involved, emergency managers. It's basically how you set up for an, emergency events.
Oh, great, okay,
So
awesome. Yeah, if you send over the
I'll send you over that.
details, I'll hold it on my calendar. I'll hold it right now, so no one
So
books a
are
meeting.
2 of you going?
I already am.
Okay,
I got trained in Waterville
perfect. All right.
about half a year ago. But I don't think Mike is, and I'm gonna try to get a hold of him too,
Oh, good, yeah.
because he should really be.
Yeah.
And that is done by Theo. Moving on, Kathy's a little ahead. I don't know if Bo is gonna make it.
He was, yeah, he said he was,
He's
so,
dragging behind, huh?
yeah. So I sent you all the proposal. I'm not sure if you got a chance to read through it.
I did.
Thanks for sending it.
Yeah, it's always helpful information ahead of time.
It is.
So I just want to introduce, this is Jeanette Jacobs. She came to
I,
part of the committee that we put together. So we've been working on this since this fall. We have quite a good size. I'm just gonna take this down for now, so my glasses on. I'm just getting over COVID like 3 weeks ago, so I don't want to be spreading it or getting anything else. But anyway, we've had quite a good, I mean, we've got like 6 or 7 people on our committee that we've met 4 or 5 times just to talk about how we can provide some opportunities for our students after school here in Mount Vernon. So this is the proposal that we've come up with. We've gone through a lot of different iterations of this. We've actually been consulting with the Matt Foster, who is the director in Farmington. So he's been meeting with us as well and just giving us some information and giving us some good thoughts and ideas. So we came up with this final proposal that we'd like to present to you. So, and then we have some questions that we would like to get some answers to, but we'd like to know if you have any questions for us first, based on this information. Because what we'd like to do is put this in the Parks and Recreation. I was looking at the website today, trying to figure out, where it might fit, and I thought, maybe Parks and Recreation, because there's the athletics and the beach and all that stuff's there, so maybe that would fit there.
Yeah.
So we were hoping that you would be able to support having that run through the Parks and Recreation Department, and then if that is a go, then what do we need to do to get it going?
Yeah.
So you have one employee?
We would have, that was our plan, to have one, like a director, like 15 hours a week, just to oversee the program, and that person would be paid.
And then the rest would be volunteers.
Mhm.
So the employee would be under they would have to pay FRCA and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And the volunteers would come under our volunteer insurance
In policy,
policy.
yeah.
But what about insurance for the kids it's at the school? Would the school's insurance cover any kids getting hurt there or choking or
These are
whatever?
the questions that we need to,
Yeah,
I don't know
I think
the answers to. But just to make sure I understood, did you say that the director would be a town employee?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
And the volunteers would come under
Would be,
the town insurance.
Yeah, we already have a,
And that's a definite, so I did talk to Jay about it. He said that he would really need a written copy of policy, whatever that really says.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically that everybody would be covered under that insurance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, what I'm worried more
The
about-
kids,
Our workers' comp, I just assume that they'll be covered under our workers' comp and volunteers under ours, but when you're talking about kids, the insurance for, okay, they're after school, they're running around playing volleyball inside or whatever, and fall and break an arm. What insurance covers it? Would it be the schools or do we need a special
A
rider,
special
since we don't have
policy.
anything that would cover a daycare program?
it probably would not be under the school, because the school, I mean, once it's under the
Yeah.
town, the
Right.
school, the only thing the school would do, would be to provide the facility.
Okay, so,
Well, so what happens is, say baseball, the coaches would be normally covered under the volunteer program.
Yeah.
What about the kids? I
So
think that when they sign up, parents have to sign saying that they have insurance, right?
Right.
Usually that's the way it is, the parents are the ones.
This would have to happen here too.
okay, but I'm sure the school will want to make sure that they're covered and require that.
Right.
So they wouldn't be responsible for a
Right.
broken arm or something.
Right.
Okay, so I'm writing that down. So when the forms for signing up for it go out, we would have to make sure that there's a
Hold harmless.
part for that, for the
Right.
parents to,
Yeah.
say yes, they have insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever the information is that we might need.
The Farmington program, do you know where their insurance is sitting?
Do we know?
That is, that has been a large discussion, for Farmington, and, so Matt Foster has guided us to some degree. I mean, it's something that is covered through the town itself,
Okay.
that does cover their facility, so because they're on their own facility and it's public property,
Right.
it might be slightly different, but I wouldn't be surprised if they also have a hold harmless and, similar things as that. That would be, I mean, this would be public property as well, so maybe it wouldn't be as different as I think. Being at the school.
It's kind of funny though, because it's a town-run thing, but it's not our property.
Yeah,
Okay, so
The school belongs to the RSU.
I see, so then it would
Right.
be different, yeah.
just to make things more fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were warned that it's not the easiest, thing to do. But, can be done as long as we stay sort of studious on the details,
Mhm.
that, we want to stay good on the details.
I have another question. The paid position, the director. What kind of, you know, this goes to the safety of the kids, what kind of screening? Would that, any certifications, would they go through a background check?
Like what we talked about, we hadn't really got that, all ironed out yet, but any volunteers through the school have to go through a whole process before they're okay to be volunteers, so we're gonna use that same process, making sure, yes, so yeah, we would have to go through
Okay.
all of that for any
Okay.
volunteers or the director whoever.
Because the background checks can get quite pricey. And you generally buy a subscription. The town doesn't have a subscription to do that kind of background check. It might be best if you can go through the school, because I'm
Yeah.
sure they have a
Yeah.
subscription,
Right,
so.
so, and I don't know exactly how detailed background check they do.
For the school, they have
They
to
do
do
it with
really.
the state.
They
Yeah,
they have a
yeah,
thing, okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, and if we need more information, I can get that because Tammy Burkwell is the one who does all of that.
Okay, yeah.
For the entire district.
So we've got that now. We'll look into that to make sure that that's covered too. But yeah, that is one thing that we did say, we would go through the school,
That makes
and the
sense.
district.
Yeah.
Thank you. So do you have any other questions about?
I'm assuming hopeful start for the fall. Is that the thought
That's our plan,
Plan,
but
yeah.
I personally would like to do like a pilot
Mhm.
after April vacation to the end of the year. We haven't met as a committee to really say yes or no on that.
Yeah.
But that's something that's on the table for discussion, just for like a pilot to see if we can iron out any of the difficulties that may come up or what, just to see how it's gonna work.
Mhm.
But the plan is for this to start in the fall.
Yeah, we certainly know that we have, students already who would be able to benefit from this
Yeah,
service
sure.
immediately.
Just one thing, sorry about this, but
No,
there's no money available until
Right,
next year.
Right.
We have to go through town meeting, so your pilot is.
right. So
Okay.
somebody would have to, it would have to be all volunteers.
Yeah. What about next year? Are you looking for the town to put some money into it too? Because we're
Yeah.
starting the budget season. so-
Right, well, on my sheet that I sent to you, I did, I kind of put together a little budget. And we are asking for the town to put in about $20,000. And we're also going to be getting some revenue through, the parents will like pay maybe $10. We haven't really landed on that yet, but that's probably what it's gonna be, $10 a day
Mhm.
with a discount for multiple kids. And then, we're gonna do some fundraising, and
Donations.
Steve
yeah.
DeAngelis has a, community fund now. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not,
Yeah.
but he's been doing, a lot of, some fundraising for different community activities that are going on, and this is one of the, he's been involved in this whole
Oh, good.
conversation, so he's ready to go, and he's got it all set so that people can donate already, so all we have to do is get the word and that can start, so between donations, and I'm also working with, United Way of Kennebec Valley,
Mm.
and just talking with them about if there's any way that they can help support us. So we're looking for other revenue sources, so it's not, we say we need about 20,000 from the town.
But you say that possible revenue is 30,000, so you're gonna make, so.
Well, it
actually, you
could,
don't
it could
need
be.
money from the town.
Well, if we don't get that revenue, though, that's kind of an estimate of, I kind of looked at how many kids, because we did a survey of all the parents at the school. And we got about, I think, between 15 and 18 kids that said, yes, they would be interested in it. So what I did is I kind of took the general number and, okay, $10 a day, that may not all do 5 days a week. So, based on all of that, how much money might that bring in?
Yeah.
So we may not need that, but if we don't get that, then we're gonna need some money.
Well, and just from a budget logistics perspective, we'd want to put the 20,000 in, right? Even if we were sure about the 30,000, if the money's running through the town
Right.
anyway. Right?
No, because if we got the money, it's the same thing as the men's. If we got money collected for it, then we could expend that money for the purpose it was collected.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we don't have to vote to expend the
Right.
20,000.
Gotcha.
Right.
Mhm.
So I guess the other, the next question that I had, or that we had, was based on, if you say, yes, we can do it, and we're gonna start, we're gonna start looking at fundraising. So if we got money fundraising, how does that go through the town? So we just, like, say Steve DeAngelis, say he collected $1,000.
Mhm.
So he's got it in his account, in his, what do you call his, whatever it's called?
Well, yeah, his nonprofit.
His nonprofit,
Mhm.
so then, but he wants to give it to the town to put into the aftercare program. So,
So between now and July 1st, it would have to be voted on. But once July comes, if we have a budget, if we vote on a budget, then we have an article every year that allows us to spend funds that are identified.
For
So if
specific
we raise
purpose.
20,000 and you bring in some money, then that would just go into that pot and add to it.
Okay.
So since we don't have that right now, then whatever gets raised, we simply will have to just mention it at the town meeting.
so to accept it and then to
To accept it,
expend it.
right.
If we wanted to do that before July.
I would say,
Yeah, I think we would just just do it in this meeting, right? We could just say, thank you, like as an example,
Uh-huh.
thanks to
Yeah.
Mr. D's Foundation for $1,000 for the
Yeah.
after school program, right?
Yeah.
When you already do it at times, you really don't have to. It's person.
yeah,
Yes,
And
but
no,
for
but,
pre-July.
but the only thing is that I want to make sure of is that we don't start this program until we make sure about the waivers and the insurance coverage,
Yeah.
yada, yada.
Yeah, I don't think we would be doing that. That's why I said after April vacation, maybe by then we can have that all worked out. And if we don't have that all worked out, we'll just have to wait until the fall.
Because even though we're not expending money for the April trial, it still is a liability.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No, and this is what we needed to talk about,
Absolutely.
really. This is what we needed to hear and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, so that.
I'm really just too good at worrying about things. I'm worried.
Well, that's good. Someone's got to worry about it. Okay, so I got, okay, I think those were all the questions. Could we put, I guess my other question is, can we put that 20,000 in the budget for the vote in at the town
For
meeting?
the town meeting.
yeah, we'll put it in as an article.
That's in July.
Yes,
Well,
No,
June,
no,
the fiscal year starts
Yeah.
Okay.
July, but the meeting's June, what day is it,
I think
15th?
we're 15th, yeah.
Okay, and then if you say yes to us, can we put an article in the newsletter? Because our next thing is to get volunteers. I mean, we've really gotta pound the pavement now for volunteers.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if we could put an article like on the website and in the newsletter.
Yeah, I think it'd be good so people know this conversation's happening
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
can get involved or feel hopeful that maybe their kids can go in the fall or, whatever, so.
Yeah.
I think
So
it'd be
so
great.
that goes to Tina.
Yeah.
Just send me whatever you want, whether it's a poster or just a write-up, just let me know I need anything by the 25th of any month.
Okay,
Cause I try to get it out ASAP before. But yeah, just send it to me and I'll incorporate it.
great,
One of
thank you.
the things I was just thinking is high school kids they're as much at risk of being bored. And a bored teenager is a teenager in trouble, so if we could get some teenage volunteer action, that would be really good for them. And then we have aging in place for people that don't get out a lot, and it would be great for them to just be able to see
Absolutely.
another body there watching.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
about that, you know, and I think it's really cool to have the different generations.
Yeah.
So I think we should really pursue trying to get some connections between the aging in place folks and the,
Yeah, that's a good spot. They can get in and out.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Accessible,
Right.
yeah.
That's why we're pushing that for our heating and cooling
yeah,
emergency center.
Well, so it feels like the biggest question is around insurance for our youngsters. I can, I've emailed whoever our contact is, who I'm blanking on their name, but a couple months ago or weeks ago, whenever we had emailed Kathy. But this is much more solid now, so I could circle back to them and say, here's what we're thinking,
That'd
what,
be
know,
great,
what would
yeah.
coverage look like?
Mhm.
Okay,
Is
I'll
it
do that.
Nicole that you worked with?
That sounds right.
and then once you find that out, we could, if we could get a copy of it for Jay, the
Yeah,
superintendent, then, that would make him a little bit happier.
Everyone would be
Although he's
happy.
been
Happy.
they are very
Ceremony.
supportive. He has been very supportive in all the conversations I've had with Jay, who's the superintendent. He's been very supportive of this, project, so that's encouraging.
And in fact, Michelle, the principal,
Oh, right.
principal has also participated
Oh, good.
in a majority of our meetings
Yeah.
as well.
And some of the teachers.
Yeah.
At the school, so, and parents, so it's been, people are really very enthusiastic
Yeah.
about getting this started, so.
Yeah, that's
That's
great. Thank you all for putting some energy and time into it.
Well, it's a need in our community, and I think it's important for those of us that can to step forward and work on it.
Yeah, carry the torch. The time's come.
It's fun.
Yeah. we
Yeah.
need this.
Yeah, there's no daycares or anything like that
No.
anymore.
There's nothing in the town of Mount Vernon, no daycare, no after-school care, nothing.
One of the things is for daycare, the insurance has just gone through the roof.
Right.
So,
COVID really
Yeah,
hit our
Good.
daycare facilities pretty hard.
actually, there's another thing too, you might consider, Snow Pond Center for the Arts has an after-school music program. And for a while, they were working with, Augusta School Systems, going out like
It's a great idea.
once a month or something and doing like drums and flutes and letting the kids
Well,
play around with different instruments.
that's really a good idea, because I've been thinking about I saw the, sewing
Oh,
Yeah.
at
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
elementary
that's
school, and I thought, oh, that's really cool, we could do something like that after school. And there's so many things that people have talents with for,
Yeah.
that we could, and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to do some winning?
Get involved.
I
Yeah,
was
just
just
do that
thinking,
for about 2 seconds.
Oh, boy, I.
when I was in first grade, my friend was trying to teach me how to sew, and I sewed my hand. No sewing.
So, yeah, I mean, if we could get people like that to come, just like you said, once a month or whatever, just to have some
Add
different
variety. that's-
activities
that's-
for the
yeah.
kids. And, we really want to do some outside nature kinds of things, and just, kind of laid back, not a real structure, because after they've been in school.
Yeah, they need
they're
to-
tired, they need to just, they need to just chill out.
Actually, if you have a small group of kids, I have a lot of petable animals.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
goat,
Put your name down.
sheep.
You're on the list now.
And we have peacocks.
And those beautiful peacocks.
You have one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Wait, I have a white peacock,
That white one.
Oh, gee.
and it looks,
With me one day when we went by, Jory was with me, and we saw the peacock, and they were like, this is my two granddaughters, they're like 7. They saw the with its, tail, whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, it's only the males that have
Yeah,
that tail.
yeah.
But the white one It looks like a regular peacock with the designs, the eyelets and everything, but it looks like Battenberg glaze because it's just all white.
The girls were like, that looks like a wedding dress.
Tree, I think that way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay,
And I saw, I think you had a couple questions about payment, like process, and usually folks like submit their receipts or whatever to
Yeah.
Carrie, and Carrie just
We don't. do
puts it on our
Venmo.
warrant.
We will not do Venmo. No.
do what?
Venmo.
Oh, Venmo.
I don't have Venmo either. I don't intend to.
And then we just issue a check at the next
Okay,
cycle.
so, so in order to pay the director, which with that person, because we already have a person that wants to do it, so but we're gonna have to put it out there, but, would that person like have to do a timesheet or how would
Yes.
that?
Yep.
Okay.
Turn it in every other week, just like the rest of them.
Friday by 5, and then it gets approved Monday night, and the check goes out Wednesday. They can
Okay.
pick it up here or mail it Wednesday.
Or they can get direct.
Yes,
Deposit.
and we have
Okay.
direct deposit.
And, so all those things that come out of anybody's paycheck comes out, will come out of it.
Yep.
and You do all that. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All those things.
Oh, yeah.
Out of your paycheck.
It's like all that list of things and you have to pay.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Mills, everybody.
Okay,
In the website, that just, we'll go to Kyle, he's not here today, but he can put all that stuff into the website
okay.
that you want.
Mhm.
Email him something,
Okay. And so the two questions I had then are the money that's collected from the program, that then gets deposited into the town's bank account?
Yep.
And then same with the donations?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so whatever we can gather from that, we can then assess after, let's say, the first year, how much we actually will need of the budget's percentage, or
Correct.
whether we're self-sustaining at that point.
Yeah, and like similar to the community center, you know, if they do
Or
a
the
dinner or
library.
something, yeah, or they get
Actually-
a grant and it's
Okay.
like goes in. And
Great.
And
the checks.
what I have is most, depending on crises, most every select board meeting, we have a budget report which shows like the community center had this much money to start with the year,
I see,
how much income there's been, and then how much has been expended.
expenditures,
So,
understood, okay.
so it would be just another special revenue.
Yeah.
So,
right?
Do we need to do anything to sort of garner support too, or is it one of those things that you make a decision just based on the rationale, or is it?
No, I think we all
I mean, I
support.
think we're on board with putting it on the warrant. I mean, I think it's good to do a little,
putting it on the warrant, but
on the
this isn't
warrant?
the final decision. The town has to vote on it.
Right,
All right, so the town
Right.
itself will vote on it.
yeah.
So that's where.
So
we
I
can
think it's
start
good
spreading
to,
the news,
yeah,
you know,
put some things in the newsletter and,
so the town has to vote on the budget, but
Yes.
the town doesn't have to vote, if we were asking for any money.
Right.
The town wouldn't have to vote on it, to hold the.
Well,
Would they?
yeah,
Because
kind
it's a
of.
town,
If you're
Yeah.
doing it as a town function.
Yeah.
You would have.
It would be like the athletic.
Okay, yeah.
Well, no,
yeah, that's kind of a sticky one. There probably will be cost regardless,
Associated,
the
right.
unknown cost, like the insurance, that's the big question
Yeah.
right now, so if that's
we should
that.
be upfront.
yeah, I mean, like if
Right.
volunteers are going on the town insurance,
Yeah.
even if everything else
Yeah.
was budget neutral,
Yeah.
you know, that's still on the town paperwork,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah.
And actually, because of the volunteer insurance, that's getting really stickier and stickier. And we can't even have volunteers unless they're named specifically on the policy.
Yeah.
So any volunteers you get have to
I
come
meant to bring
through
that up tonight too.
the selectmen and make
Yeah.
sure that they get on.
How much advance notice?
For volunteers,
Yeah.
or I can put it in that same day.
Okay.
It doesn't have to go before the select board, just, you can just submit it. I thought the select
Oh,
board-
yeah, I gotta submit it as a pay, yeah, it's $2 a piece. I think it's $2, right?
So even that has a cost.
Yeah. a couple little details that we have to do. It's good though to know. It's good for us to hear this and to.
What about, would we discuss if we needed a sub? Would a sub be paid or would that strictly be volunteer as well?
Well, if we had you mean like if we had a volunteer sub, a sub to volunteer,
If Sarah
somebody that's
can't be
volunteer.
there.
That's what, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, for Sarah, I mean, for the director.
Right, if the director cannot be present,
I think we should, under the miscellaneous, that
Mhm.
could come under the miscellaneous. You know, we could put, I could be more detailed if we needed it to be.
Yes, if we drop athletics way down,
Mm.
athletic program has just gone right down to
I
nothing.
think we should. Think
They
about
didn't
that.
run the
You know,
baseball,
I
they
think we'll
didn't
get
run any of that stuff.
more consistent
Just
help
have
as we
Gonna
do.
have to build that up.
Build that.
somehow.
one is officially responsible running the program
Yeah.
during
And then a backup.
Yeah.
Right, and a backup for,
Yeah.
yeah. So
well, that's what I mean, like in
Yeah.
if the
the
director's
event
not,
of the director's
available.
absence, you still need someone who's running.
because we would want the director to be there every day until everyone's gone. Because one of the things that the superintendent did talk to me about was the need for a custodian to be there to close up the school at the end. But I just sent him an email today, actually asking him if it had to be a custodian or if it could be a staff member that could close up the school. I haven't heard back from him yet, because I don't really know, as long as whoever's at the program on the day, make sure they do pick up all the trash and all that stuff and don't leave it a mess. I don't think we really need.
I don't think a volunteer can close up. I think it would have to be.
No, it would have to be a
Because the-
staff member. It would have to be a staff member.
Which is the paid director, because the others you're
Most
talking
likely,
about volunteer.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Unless it were a current staff member, they have capabilities.
Okay, a school staff.
The regular
yeah,
teacher.
any staff member in the school
Right.
can close up the school.
That makes
So,
sense. Other after school
yeah.
thing going on, yeah.
Right. So. Okay, so can we say we're gonna move?
Yeah.
forward?
Say so.
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you, we really appreciate your,
We'll
Your
we'll bring it
support.
up. We have our first budget meeting, on the 24th, I
Mhm.
think, yeah, 24th.
Mhm.
So we'll start putting numbers together.
that's great. If anyone has any questions, they can call me at any time or email me or anything, I'm pretty much available.
Thank you,
Okay.
all of you and everyone else on the
Very much.
committee for
Thank
pulling all
you.
these details together.
If you think of
I'm
anything
excited.
else, that we need to think about that we haven't yet, let me know, and we'll find out. So I think we've got mostly everything covered.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You feeling okay, Kathy, or still kind of washed out?
I've had COVID,
Yeah.
and I feel, it's been like going on 4 weeks now, and I still feel like I'm just exhausted, and I have knee surgery tomorrow.
Oh, gee.
So I had to postpone it because it was during
Oh,
when I
wow.
had COVID, and they're like, oh, what happened to you while you got COVID? So I guess we'll have to postpone. I'm thinking, I've been waiting forever for this surgery, and I thought, I tried to talk them into it.
Are you doing one or both?
It's just
Yeah.
torn meniscus,
Oh,
so it's not a big surgery,
Yeah.
but it's big pain.
yeah.
Well, thank you again all for your support. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
working on this.
Okay, bye. See you in the day.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, where are we? Plow contracts.
Oh, yeah, you sent
You saw the,
draft over. Let me just pull it up here so I can look. The
non-road one.
non.
Yeah, he didn't have a fourth year on his. And I'm writing, I think I'm gonna write it up. I have to go through it again. Anyway, and I think I'll put a fourth year on his. As it comes up. I'll also add on to it. I know the addresses of all the water holes, so
Oh,
I'll add that
okay.
to it too.
Good idea. Mhm.
And I'm not sure if I put that in there yet, but I will add shoveling to the oil,
Yep.
and to the gas, fills. And I think that's about it. Then I'll send out the bid thing to KJ.
Mhm.
You only have to send it to one newspaper.
I know, but I think I'll send it to Daily Bulldog, because that's where I got you. No, I didn't get you through that. You heard it from me, your job.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Uh,
I don't look, there, somebody like me,
So-
I never look at those things.
I
They're
know.
just too small, there's too much. There's.
I don't, who looks at newspapers anymore? I don't know who else we'll put it on the web.
Website,
the
and
newsletter.
you could put it in the newsletter,
Absolutely.
that
put
would
it
be
in the
good,
newsletter.
yeah.
So then I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
So it's just the off-road. We're all
Yes,
set.
only the off-road, yeah. We haven't, Lee has the, ability to go a fourth year. So I'm still hoping that he will.
Yeah.
Haven't heard that yet.
Okay, we're waiting, ball's in his court right
Yeah.
now, okay.
Okay. Locks Corner, haven't heard back. I called Charlie. He hasn't heard anything yet either. Be nice to hear something. Okay, that's all set. Financial, I didn't realize we already did that. CEO's comment on the land use ordinance. I guess we just should send it over to review committee. We could send the junkyard automobile comments over. And comments he made. Well, the table, or the two tables, we could send that.
Yeah, the
Both
two
those things over.
tables and the
Yeah.
junkyard
I'll send those over
question, okay.
to the. Did you get that, Tina? CEO made comments on the two tables in the land use ordinance. And he also recommended changes to the junkyard, graveyard section. And I think that's section 10, yeah, section 10 of the land use ordinance.
Okay.
Okay, the next one. Okay, I've been thinking about this one for quite some time. And I talked to Carrie the other day about it. Everybody else has backups. You know, if I don't come in, there's two others. Tax collectors have backups, but Carrie doesn't have a backup. And it's really not fair for her to have the backupable. It's really not fair that she has to do, payroll or warrant in the hospital. She's done it twice now.
I agree,
So
way to go above and beyond,
in the
Carrie.
payroll, when we do the budget, I think we ought to look at a way to bring someone in at least to cover. What I was thinking of is maybe a person should do like a warrant for you
Mhm.
every 3 times or something like that. So
Yeah, just so they are in
they
the
know how to do it,
practice.
and at least those first 6 times maybe,
Mhm.
under your guidance, and then
And know where things are.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Be
the
very
details
familiar
that
with it.
go
And
into it. Yeah,
so this would be something that we have to talk about during the budget season and put some money aside to do it.
just gonna add it to a list of
Yep.
notes about budget stuff on my mind, okay. Very.
Um, Okay, I guess we need to accept Jonathan Raylo's resignation from the planning board. And from what I understand, he has done an excellent job, and
It's really good, it's a loss.
I'm sorry to have him go.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan, for your time on the board. And we will move to accept your resignation.
Second, and 2-0. We'll need to find somebody. They did the poll permit, spirit, any.
Oh, yeah. Mm. Oh, that would be really nice. That's a good idea.
I filled out a report for an first injury report for someone that was injured on the rescue unit. I sent that into MMA today. Was minor.
Okay, good.
No,
They're okay,
Yeah,
whoever.
no time or anything, but it has to be.
Yeah, just document.
And I really regret this good friend. Charlie is retiring from mowing lawns.
Oh, really?
Charlie Meter. Yeah, he says he's not feeling up to it anymore and has to retire.
Okay, well, thank you, Charlie.
Yes, thank you for a very, very long time doing an excellent, excellent job. We will miss him.
We have to promise him that the cemeteries will look nice every time he drives past, or else he'll feel really bad.
I'll take care of my cemetery.
He's so,
I'll take care of mine.
so missed, so I will need to get a go out for RFP, huh?
Yeah.
Can I do just my cemetery?
You do,
I used to do that to the dirt.
you did.
I did.
It's a very nice. It's
Try to
a
take care of it.
hanging limb there.
Probably off my tree, I'm sure.
Did we do that? Does anyone remember? Did we do it as an RFP for Charlie's position, or did we do
No,
it like a hire?
No, back then we just hired,
Charlie,
So long, yeah. Okay.
yeah. This could be expensive.
Mhm.
It goes up to a commercial place, it's gonna be, I'm sure.
And they're
it's-
not gonna ever do a good job.
No, no. They probably would like doing it with a tractor on the.
I like doing well, Lakeside or Lakeview, I do with push mower, it's just,
Most of it's moss,
it's
so,
most lost,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's really
And
good
also
to harvest,
yeah.
all you gotta take off that one whole side of the heart, all you gotta put it in your basket.
Beautiful.
so I'll prepare something. All the cemeteries have addresses, so it will be very easy to have them look at what they have to do. So I'll get that ready for next time. Another thing I wanted to bring up, okay, we have, these are both things from the end, 3 things from the engineer that look at the community center. One is the roof. And I didn't think it was that big a problem, but then if you look at the other side, Judy's side,
Okay.
all the metal is picking up,
Oh.
like 2 inches is not very good. And it may be because of those foolish trees.
I was gonna ask.
You
if
know,
it
we
was
trim
because
those
of the
trees, so
trees.
it makes it even worse looking. That metal roof's gotta get changed, and it has to be done on the steeple too, and that's what's costing. So
Gotcha.
far, it's about 70,000. Also the vapor barrier in the cellar,
Mhm.
that's 20,000. 70,000. Fire department. The stairs, emergency stairs,
Building.
those are
Yes,
those,
You're talking about those rickety old things in the back?
yeah,
the outside one.
oh my God,
Mhm.
I would
They should be
never
metal.
go on those.
put up metal stairs.
Yeah, metal is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So that's gotta be, and then the north wall, the one on the Belgrade side, where the cinder blocks have been pushed in,
Mm,
that's gotta be done at some point. And the transfer station needs a ditch. When you're driving in on the left-hand side,
mhm.
going right down along, and there's all trees there. And then there's supposed to be a culvert going across. Just before you get to where the tires are. And paving,
You can stop anytime, no problem.
paving at the transfer station. Now, I'm only proposing paving at, right in front of, Megan's place.
Cause of the mud or cause
Yeah.
of, yeah.
She has a shovel at, it's not able to plow it. Because of the way everything is.
Yeah.
So if they shovel it, at least the tire will be, it will melt, and it won't be so slippery there. The whole place should be plowed. Insurance has brought it up. I would say if Bureau of Labor comes out and looks at it, we'll probably get stung there.
Mhm.
It's, the tires are supposed to be on a pad, or
Some,
the
yeah.
brush pad is supposed to be on a pad. You know how big a pad that has to be? You know,
Mm, uh-oh.
okay. What I'm saying is, we're adding up all this stuff. How much does it come to? Could we take like a 5-year loan?
No.
Or a
No.
10-year loan?
But unfortunately, I wish
Why
that,
not?
I wish that we would do the capital
Improvements.
improvements.
Yep.
I wish we would have put more in going along so that we would have the money, because it really is, it's really a whole lot less painless seeing how Vienna does it.
It really
It's
is.
too late.
Well,
You've
No,
got,
but you gotta keep going.
you
You gotta
gotta
keep
do
on
the
going
roof.
now, though. Don't stop now. Just.
you've got to do the roof.
yeah, but we don't have to do all these things all this year.
I know.
And the other thing is that, I mean, like it or not, the community center, the town took on the community center when it was the Methodist Church. We accepted it. But with the idea that the board would do fundraising, the town would just do the day-to-day operational. So the town never really intended, this goes back,
Yeah,
to do major reconstruction improvements, et cetera. It was just heating, electricity, and the fundraising was supposed to be doing a lot of that.
I don't know how fundraising can do $70,000 worth of work on the building. That's the problem. And I don't, the cellar, the vapor barrier in the cellar is only part of it. When they do the vapor barrier, they're gonna take those rocks out where the posts are.
Mhm.
The posts are sitting on rocks.
Yeah.
They're gonna put actual, cement pads down. And they've gotta re-support all the beams down in the cellar, because
Mhm.
you've got wood coming in that are just sitting there, that have been there for over 100 years, and they need to have reinforcement.
Right.
If you walk into that kitchen, it squeaks.
Mhm.
Well, you look underneath and see why.
But the thing is that at some point, I mean, with buildings, with everything, we're gonna have, so how far do we go? And what's it worth? Because as we've said, the community center isn't an emergency shelter. It really can't hold people. So, I think the town really has to say, what is our future plans for it? And how far are we willing to go with it? and how quickly. Because that's a lot of money for this stuff.
Especially if you're looking for a town manager, you're gonna have to expand this building or do something downstairs, which we had already talked about. So you're talking about spending a lot of money there doing that, plus the cost of bringing him or her on board. You're probably talking about as much as you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's cheap anymore.
Yeah, I just don't know what, it's, everything that's being thrown at us is all good ideas. But I look at the property taxes and it's like, oh my God.
And then if you decide to pave the transfer station, I'm just thinking of all those big, nice vehicles that come in there that are overloaded with their construction debris, and that asphalt's gonna last a year. It'll get tore up.
Reed Field is paved.
Yeah, that's not gonna be paved too well. They paved over paved.
Belgrade is paved. They don't. You have to build it correctly.
Yeah, but that's a lot. See, and there's another probably 100 grand right there.
Well, no, that's why I'm looking at a small space, but, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're losing Amanda
Yes.
Meter
Yeah.
as our attorney. So,
What did we do?
No, nothing.
well, she said she's getting too busy.
We have her through till
August 1st.
August, yeah.
So there's another hour.
Yes, so see. Mhm,
So
mhm,
not much else we can do about it.
mhm.
Another, got an email, I think it was today, about, from someone that said that he was upset that the fire department are speeding when they're going to calls. So I mentioned it to, Jason, and Jason wrote a nice little letter back to him. Said, yeah, you're right, they shouldn't be speeding, and it's not there, in their protocol that they should be speeding. So hopefully,
I don't know if it was one of ours, but they went past me with their lights on, a regular pickup truck, and then as soon as he passed me and the guy behind me, the lights went on, and he was still speeding.
there's something coming down the pike. Lynn Martin, who does our
Safety.
inspections and stuff, was asked by the Maine Department of Labor to look at the latest thing that's coming out of OSHA.
Mm,
She gave us, for instance, of a couple of things. One is turnout gear for firemen,
yeah,
only good for 10 years,
Mhm.
4,000 bucks.
We ran that into Manchester, we did a capital improvement, and we turned out 2 firemen every year.
Another would require physicals for anybody hired into the fire department or rescue.
We did those.
Another one, fire needs to be firefighter 1 and 2. That's a 2-year program. Can't get firefighters now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how,
We've got 2 taking the firefighter
yeah,
1,
some are in it
right
right now, right? Yeah,
and she doesn't know about rescue yet, what they're gonna require on that.
most of our rescue were going to EMT.
Yeah. But it looks like it's gonna be worse than that.
Like,
EMT is very easy.
Yeah, see, we are making our EMTs, you have to be a paramedic within 6 months. of
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Sorry, we just took them all with the firefighters.
I did the training on the transfer station. Other than area under the brush pile and the tires needing to be paved. We have to do a manual, transfer station manual. I'm gonna work on that. Lithium batteries needed to be taken care of better than what they're doing. They're just throwing them into a bucket. If the contacts come into contact, 2 or 3 batteries. So they're recommending that you take.
Household hazardous waste, when you dump your batteries, if they're not taped, they won't accept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people put them in a garbage wagon.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is bad too.
Yeah.
signage is a big thing on signage. We're gonna have to set up and separate things, CSLs, thermometers, thermostats, ballasts, all that stuff has to be separated and identified. The A batteries, AA batteries, all those, just throw them away.
Okay.
The DEP they don't have any way to deal with them, so.
Yep. Mother Earth, poor thing.
Thanks,
That's all I got.
thanks. Way to go, Bob. Oh, did you, I will, well, actually, Carrie, maybe you know the answer to this question. I did not know the answer, or maybe Bob, you knew and already answered them. A couple of the community center folks were emailing about budget and asked about the latent funds. And I was like, oh, I don't remember any
Dana doesn't know
details
about
about it. And I was like, maybe Carrie remembers.
Actually for the community center, and they were just kept as a separate fund.
Just a separate fund. It's just like just a pot of money that's sitting there. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Vanessa Buck was wanting to know about the athletics.
Yeah.
So I gave her the information on that. I thought she was going to do stuff last year, but I think that all fell through. So.
Yeah, she needs to get with us so that we can increase that budget.
Right. I actually had said, if you're planning to do things, probably, yes, we have money, but if you're planning to do things, we need to plan on replenishing it. So.
Yeah.
She didn't have any say, she was looking for volunteers, so she. No.
Okay. Latent fund.
No, Dana didn't know anything about the latent fund.
Mm-mm. It's been there forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it 1,200 a year or just 1,200
Just
total? It's just
It's
sitting
been
there.
sitting there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, let's just wipe it out.
Put it into
We'll
the
put it in
community
this
center.
year and just wipe it out.
Okay.
And we can do that for a number of these things that have been sitting around forever.
If it's voted at the town meeting and
Yeah.
encumbered, then we have to vote it
Yeah,
at the
no,
town
it's-
meeting, so.
We might as well just start
Yeah.
using them.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Mhm. Let's see, town report. You'd email, is there anything we need to talk about the town
Nope,
report? I
they're
guess
working
is-
on it. Nope, the people that I email, they know who they are, and I'm just waiting for their report. I have gotten a couple in. Yeah. So, and I'm waiting, and I have to wait for the audit, so there's
Right,
nothing I
right,
can do anyway, so
yeah.
I'll wait for that, but
I
I'm
don't
pretty
have to
much.
wait for that.
Yeah.
How is that? Do I need to push them?
No, it's just, they had the stuff in December, they came in January. And last week I got a ton more questions,
I
so,
got everything.
Yeah, so they went through a whole bunch more questions and fixed assets and everything. So I had told them in February, so
Okay,
they
okay.
they seem to be
Technically,
putting.
I have to have the annual town report done 10 days before.
Yeah, we have plenty of time, just,
Yeah, and I've done it, I mean, and it's, as I get the stuff in, I'm doing it, so it's basically, I mean, it's.
As I see people, I tell them, I saw Jason, and I said, Jason, get your report ready, and he said, oh, I have to do that. I said, listen, the quicker you do it, after
yeah,
it's easier then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
they're pretty good, I mean, it's pretty, I mean, I've got it.
You've got a
probably
bunch,
halfway
right?
done.
Oh, good.
I mean, I'm pretty, like I said, I'm just waiting on the audit. This year I'm actually getting a little bit more senators and representatives to incorporate their stuff, so I've got a little bit more of that. So yeah, it's coming around.
Awesome.
I just want to make sure, I talked to Bob, but I wanted to make sure I'm going to testify in favor
yeah.
of the bill to,
Oh, for the,
to make the municipalities whole.
great.
And it was pulled out of, Representative Sachs from Freeport
Okay.
submitted a separate bill to cover
So
the,
it's a standalone.
yes, yeah, which is a good thing, so it can't be pulled around with all the other, the huge supplemental.
Mhm.
It's still a supplemental, so I am going to testify. And, Diana has said they'd like me to represent them, and I'd like to do the same, to be able to
Yeah.
say that I'm the treasurer for the
Yep.
town,
Yeah,
not Vernon.
I'm gonna
That-
listen on Zoom.
That sounds good.
So, yeah, it does more than that, and like I said before, we're gonna have to make sure everybody knows. Like myself, I got a tax benefit because of that. My tax didn't go up because they went up 1 mil. Right. So I got a break this year, but next year, even if the taxes don't go, mine will. Because I have to make up the difference. So those people that got a break are gonna get zoned.
Yeah.
And if taxes go up 1 mil, theirs are gonna go up even more.
So it's a double whammy. It's reneging on a promise. They mandated the
Yep.
stability. And the revenue that we lost was supposed to be reimbursed, and we turned in all the reimbursements. And we only got 56%. So it was a well-intended thing initially, but it's the people that benefited that are going to get a double hit this year.
Yeah.
And what I have is a whole list of things in the different towns, as long as I can use the names, of what we were shorted would pay for this and this and this. So in the whole big scheme of things, it may not be that much money, but the town only really has say over about 12% of its budget, because everything else is mandated. As far as education, county, transfer station, roads, we don't have, I mean, we're doing the bare minimum. But the rest of the money that we do have say over is very small. So these are the things that we could have paid with that 11,000, and if we don't get it, then there are going to be consequences
Yep.
to every single taxpayer in the state. So,
I think they'll eventually, because there's quite a bit of a blowback on it, but it's,
Yeah.
for them to just do that is not right.
yeah. And we've got to keep the pressure on, because there's gonna be so much pressure for the big supplemental budget. We gotta make sure this one doesn't get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Carrie, for working on that.
adamant about this one, but I appreciate, because I want to be able to say, I tried to not say too much of that when I talk to TV, but then it's like, this is so important. So, thank you.
Else?
I just wanted to, let me pull up. I just wanted to check on what this email from Heather about, oh, it was about the RVs. And So,
Yep, that was
they
the
think
question.
it had been
Yep, dropped.
omitted somewhere in the 2009 to 2015.
Yep.
And so the question from Heather is, should we have a special town meeting to fix that problem? Or should it wait for the mid-April?
Right, Yeah,
Did
wait.
somebody look in the 2009 to 2015
Yeah.
annual town report?
yeah, it was there. No,
See, that's where it would be if it was dropped.
I think they
I
did,
think they
yeah.
did. I
Okay.
think,
Yeah.
I think
Sue
that
was
was
up
the
there,
plan.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Susan came in. Yeah. Okay, so mid-April's fine with us,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
and it's in the shoreland. It has to be there, so, they have to put it back in. And putting it in June is the best thing.
and then, there's a request to look at
Oh, yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Did you already send that to Amanda or
No.
should I send?
Oh, I didn't send that one. They wanted it to go over to Amanda.
Yeah, cause it was her request from the,
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the Board
it
of
should go
Appeals,
over to her.
sent to Amanda. Okay. I will write back to Heather.
Yep.
On both of those, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
We were on the same. Okay. And I'm gonna write it down. Okay. That was my list.
Good. Harry,
I did my thing.
Did you?
Tina?
guys?
No, and then I'm just gonna follow up with the question you looked in the town reports and you looked at the land use ordinance from 2009 to 2015 as well.
they did, yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did a records deep
Okay.
dive, I
Perfect.
think. Yes.
Sue was parked up here for quite a while.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
Okay.
I move that we adjourn at 8:12.
Seconds.
2-7.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank